Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pasture Farm. Today, I'm highlighting our new fence. We just put this in last summer. We had a different competitor's post in here, and I'm not going to give you the name because I don't want to beat the competitor up. That's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of the video is to show you what works. And these timeless posts work, man. They've got these wired to the outside. The reason we did is this is all wire that was already up. So we took it loose from the existing posts that were, I just hate to say it, they were junk. I think they lasted about 7 years. And they started snapping off. They were bending really bad left and right. It was just an awful looking fence right here along the road. And you know, when you're in the land leasing business, folks, you're also in the land beautification business. You want your fences to look sharp. So I brush hogged it on this side about 3 weeks ago. And you can see it's already growing back. But on this side, we're getting ready to graze. I'm not gonna brush hog that, knocking down good forage. But I've always said I wanted to put a ribbon up there at the road. Somebody in chair, you say, road's closed for 1 hour. And put 300 head of cattle on this side of the fence, because it's got fence over there. And just let them have the ditches for an hour. You know, it wouldn't hurt anything, especially if you did it in the daytime while everybody's at work. I might do that. That's actually a pretty good idea. I'm just maintaining the ditches. That's what I'm doing. Instead of using a tractor, I'd be using cattle. But back to these fences, the timeless. These are the 60 inch. I love the 60 inch post. That's a 5-footer. And so I've got 12 inches in the ground and 48 sticking out. And you can just wire it through whichever hole you want. There's 14 drilled holes already pre-drilled in here. Now, if you're building a brand new fence, you'd want to string a wire. I use poly. I just take a reel, a geared reel, and I use it as a chalk line. So I start up there and I run it all the way down through my fence line. And I get that thing just fiddle string tight, like a guitar string. And then I pull up on it and let it hit the ground. And that string is my line for coming in here and driving these posts. So I drive all my posts. And then my Jenny, I always pull wire downhill. So get your Jenny that holds your high tensile wire up there on the hill and start hand pulling it. Start on your bottom one, run it through your pre-drilled hole. And so when you build it like that, all your posts serve as your connectors. You don't need anything. You don't need any cotter keys. You don't need to wire them on or nothing. The wire is going through the holes. It goes so fast because you don't have to twist any cotter keys or anything. You just zoom. You just put it in, okay? And when you're done, you got this fence that looks like this. I'll just walk you down through here. I couldn't resist it, folks. I had a stinking autumn olive. He'd grown right up next to my post. I couldn't get him with a brush hog. I didn't have any brush go with it, but I cut him anyway. But you can see it just makes a nice looking fence. If I zero in on that, goes all the way down the hill. We've got bird houses about every 200 feet for the tree swallows. Why do we have tree swallow houses? Because adult pair of tree swallows will eat 8,000 flies a day that suck the blood out of your cows. But these posts, folks, we just use a steel post driver, drive them in the ground, and there's a marker on the bottom of them. Every post has got a label on the side that says, don't drive past this mark. And so you just drive it down until that mark hits the ground and you're done. This UV, folks, we've got posts in the ground over 17 years. And you can take your finger, see there's no chalk on those at all. It's got a really good UV inhibitor on it. These posts are about 20 feet apart, so you can space your posts out a lot further than you could with, if you're building a barbed wire fence here, and everybody's, oh, the posts are expensive. No, they're not. Not if you look at the cost of buying steel posts and barbed wire. Oh, you gotta have barbed wire. You gotta have a physical fence. No, you do not. No, you do not. We've got multiple farms, and every single one of them are electric fence, and we just don't have animals out. Part of that reason is because the animals are on stuff like that. Why do they want to get out? They're not hungry. Move your animals, and your fence will keep them in. You get animals hungry, they're going to be looking for a place to reach through the fence. You'll see a lot more animals get out on barbed wire than you will an effective high tensile fence, because that stuff's going to knock you into next week. Folks, this fence is running somewhere between 6,000 to 9,000 volts, depending on the time of the year. And I've got 10 ground rods on this fence. And so if you touch it, it's just like just standing on one of them ground rods over there at the charger. It's going to knock you into next week. And you're not going to want to touch it again. Okay? So to sit here and say the electric fence doesn't work, it's not right. But you got to use quality material, timeless. They're made in the United States. These are made down in Tennessee. Let's keep them Tennessee boys employed. They can support their families and build a wonderful American product. And timeless is now expanded. I think they're in Canada, Australia. There's several European countries they're in now. And it's just a good product. If there was a better post out there, I'd be using it, okay? There's not a better post than timeless. They're pre-sharpened. They've got the UV screen on them. They've got the holes pre-drilled. They're very flexible. I mean, look at that. The deer hits it, they're not gonna break it off. If a tree limb or a tree falls on there and it bends it over to the ground, cut the tree limb off, the darn post will pop back up. And if you do get one broke, if a tree just absolutely hits one and snaps it off or whatever, which I haven't had happen very often. In 17 years, I may have broke, I don't know, 2 or 3. The timeless will give you a new post. They got a 20-year warranty on them, so you're not out anything. But back to the steel post and the barbed wire and all that crap. If you put a post every 10 to 12 feet down through there, a brand new steel post now is $6.50 to $7. You got to put 2 for every time you. So for a steel post, you need one here, you need one in the middle, you need another one over, so that's 3. So you're getting an extra post cost in there with barbed wire. Now you calculate at the cost of a good American-made barbed wire. How much is a quarter mile that stuff run? I don't know, because I haven't bought any for years. I'm not going to build any more barbed wire fence, but I can tell you this, when I was buying it, it was a chunk of money. And when a tree limb falls on this, and you just cut the fence off and it pops back up, your timeless is right back working again for you. If a tree limb falls on barbed wire, a big one, and takes it to the ground, you got a mess. Probably got several broken wires. It's stretched it, and all your wires are loose now. It's just a wreck. So, yeah, time is money, folks. You're out here spending time. I had a guy on YouTube, actually kind of procrastinated. He came after me on a video I did on timeless, and he goes, I got steel posts all the way around my farm. I'm like, well, good, I guess. If you like pain in your life, that's a good thing to do. I lock my fence every night. I'm like, what? Lock my fence every night. I'm like, well, folks, when you got quite a bit of ground and that's what you want to do every night, go walk your fence every night to make sure you don't have a short. You're going to have one because you're using steel post, because every steel post is a ground rod. If that's what you enjoy doing, then you just go do that. You go do that. But I've got a lot of other things that pay a lot more money than walking fence. And I could be working on a water system. I could be, moving animals, which is putting on 2 pounds, 3 pounds a day gain because you're moving them and giving them all they want to eat. There's a lot of things you could be doing besides just walking your fence looking for a short, because you put steel posts all the way around your farm. So it's a one-time cost, folks. It's the cost of doing business. Do you want to go buy a Ford Falcon, or do you want to buy... It's the difference between a Ford Falcon and a Ferrari, okay? How many of y'all have driven a Ferrari? Well, you go down to a Volkswagen, there's a big difference. I've driven one, and there's a big difference between those two. Put the Ferrari out here. This is the Ferrari of electric fencing, timeless fence posts. They're made in the United States, down in Tennessee, and I like promoting them because they're an American-made company, and we need more of that. We need more American manufacturing. We absolutely do. We don't need to be shipping it offshores. Folks, y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time.